This video is about how to do a budget for your SAE project in the AET record book. So you'll see we have a variety of projects here. Some are ownership or entrepreneurship. That's what the EN stands for. If you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. And some say PL, which stands for placement. That's a placement in a job. FN is foundational, which means that you're just learning essentially how to do a project and record it in your record book. So we're going to use this Market Swine project, which is an ownership or entrepreneurship project. The $ is where your budget is. Before you jump into a project and spend all your money, you want to know that it's possible for you to make profit at the end. That's just good business. So that's what a budget is about. So we're going to click on the $, and you can see on top which project this is for. Right now, our profit, our income is 0, and our expenses are 0 because we haven't filled anything in, but those will change as we go along. So on the top, this is income, money coming in to you. And then on the bottom are your expenses. What do you have to put out? What do you have to spend in order to make this project work? And then on the top, we will eventually have a profit or a loss. What's going to happen with this project? All right, so remember, this is a market hog, but this works for any ownership project. So you have all these places that you have to choose from as to where is the money going to eventually come from. In this case, this would be a hog that is going to be shown at a fair, and so it's going to be a stock show sale. A junior livestock auction is different than what we would get paid just in the open market as a cash market sale. Like if you took it to Escalon or you took it to French Camp, to a regular auction where you just pull in, unload your animals, and see what you can get for them. Okay, there are some other options here that would apply to different projects. But for this one, it's going to be a stock show sale. And we're going to put in that we can make $750. We tend to think very conservatively when we do these projects. And here's where I got that number. So over here on the notes or the memo, you should tell someone reading your book, how did you come up with that number? So I'm going to say this is a 250-pound pig that was purchased or will be purchased at $3 per pound. And if you multiply those out, 250 times 3 gives you $750 of income. So there's our total income for this project. On the expenses on the bottom, and remember, this is all just an estimation. You can't really do a budget wrong. You're just looking ahead to what you think will happen. So this one gets a little bit confusing for students because they'll put in feed. So let's put what we think you're going to spend in feed. Veterinary medicine, hopefully not very much. Supplies. We try to provide most of the equipment for you, so those are just supplies. And this is where it gets confusing. Where do I buy the actual pig to start with? So it's down here where it says inventory for resale, meaning you're buying something that you're going to put in your inventory, but you know you're going to resell it later to someone else. You're not planning to keep it. So this is where the feeder pig goes. So let's say you're going to spend $300 for your feeder pig. Okay, and we'll put a little note over here. Okay, that's what that's going to cost you. Entry fees are commissions. Let's say you're going to pay $20 in entry fees. Okay, so those are my basic expenses. And you can look in the livestock project manual that was given to you as an exhibitor if you're doing a market project, and you can use the budget that's already set up in there. But in this case, we're looking at $790 of expenses. That means we're going to be in the negative, right? Yes, it does. See, here's our negative 40 up here. We're planning to bring in $750, and we're going to spend $790. But that's okay, because that kind of tells you worst case scenario, like you get an okay price, but not a great price at the fair. And you ended up having some vet expenses that you didn't expect. And maybe the feed costs a little more than you expected. So worst case scenario, where would you be? And this is how you use a budget to evaluate, do I really want to do this? And it's okay if it's a negative. For those of you who own horses or breeding projects, or even those of you who own your own business, you might find that you're in the negative. That doesn't mean you're not necessarily going to do it because you're looking for the experience. But we think all that will probably turn out better for you in the end anyway. So you're going to then push save, and you'll see when you come back here to your project experience manager page that your $sign now has a green check mark, which means you've completed the budget. Some students are confused by the budget because they think they have to put in actual things that happened at the end of the project. That's not the point of a budget. A budget is used to look forward before you ever start so that you can make wise decisions. But of course, if you need to go in and change something, you can delete, you can edit, you can change this however you need to. All right, thank you.